About a few months ago, the military made a mistake, according to what they alleged, that they made a mistake to bomb Tudubiri area of Kaduna State. They said it was a mistake that made them to bomb the area. Okay, as if that is not enough. Recently, that was the day before yesterday, someone gave me a confidential information that, look at, do you remember that place that military bomb? That there are secundations and news that the terrorists are threatening to come back and wipe away the community. I said, what is going on? Now, yesterday, I am glad to see that the governor came out and raised an alarm and called for the help of the military and the police around. That, look at, this area, we are receiving threat from the terrorists that they are coming to wipe out the area. So I said, I have to make this video that if anyone is in that area, it is time to leave. Because if you leave, even though you are suffering, you will have life and you will rebuild your life. But those who lost their life never rebuild it. Before I go forward with this video, listen to this TVC news report about the governor calling for help.
From that now, in Kaduna State, Governor Uba Sani calls for an increased military and police presence in the Tudumbiri area of the state due to the prevailing security threats. And he said this during a meeting with heads of security agencies in Kaduna. Correspondent Lupe Asom has more.
The recent attacks signal a resurgence of bandits and terrorist activities in Kaduna State. It has also sparked widespread reactions. Governor Obasani is particularly concerned about the Kaduna-Abuja highway and escalating violent crimes in other areas within the state. Communities in Chikun, Igabi, Kauru, Giwa and Birningwari local government areas find themselves in the direct line of fire from these terrorists. In response, the governor convened a meeting with heads of security agencies and traditional leaders to discuss and propose solutions to these pressing concerns.
I have been pursuing the deployment of more boots on ground through more military formations. I'm also happy to inform you that very soon there will be establishment of some forward operating bases in the state. This move will greatly assist the expansion of our campaigns against terrorists and bandits in frontline locations. The Kaduna State government is looking at the possibility of establishing the Kaduna State Security Trust Fund toward enhancing material and logistic support to our security forces.
He alleges that terrorists are threatening to attack Tudumbiri, a community currently under reconstruction after an inadvertent bombing by the Nigerian army in December.
I will, however, appeal to the military and the police to step up their presence in the Tudumbiri general area in view of threats arising from efforts to rebuild the community after the unfortunate incident of last year.
The Kaduna State Police Command has also intensified patrol operations along the Kaduna-Abuja highway, promising to deploy more troops to ensure the safety of travelers.
Hardly can you pass a kilometer without being covered. So I think there's enough security along this route. I would like to appeal if there's any information that can lead us to the performance of our DT or breakthrough.
In Nigeria, where there is no intelligence, enough intelligence from the security operatives, if you hear or you listen to news like this, if you are in this area, I think it is something you should take serious and consider leaving the area. This is because most of the terrorist attacks that happen, you do hear news like this, that this area, just imagine what happened in Plateau State on Christmas Eve. These people were abducted sometime before the terrorists came. In fact, the terrorists wrote a letter that they are going to attack the community. Now, my problem is, in Nigeria, where we don't have enough security, and even though you have some security operatives around you, it's not a guarantee that they could defend you when the terrorists attack. So when you listen or hear such news from people, and also from the governor of the state, take it serious and leave. So this is not an advice, because in this era, you have to advise yourself. But it's important we make people to understand that another governor is already crying. Another governor is already calling for help, that there is a threat of security. So we don't want to hear that tomorrow that this these terrorists will also come to the city and kill so many people. And now, let me move away from the alleged security threat. Now, let us talk about what is the dot between military drone strike and terrorists vowing that they will still come back there and wipe away the city. Nigerian military said they mistakenly bombed the same city. Now, terrorists said they want to come and wipe out the same city. What is the dot connecting two of them? I'm not saying anything. I'm only asking question. I'm not speculating. I did not say anything. But you have to think what is going on. The federal government promised the community that they are going to rebuild and rehabilitate them. Now, that has not happened since that since that drone mistake happened. Federal government did not swing into action and just do something as if it was a mistake. They have not started anything. Now, the terrorists is also vowing that they want to come and wipe them. Or do they discover gold in that city? Because most of this security is happening is because of maybe natural resources or this or that. See, it is time that we begin to ask questions because we don't really know what is going on. So, if you know that you are from this area, if it is protest, you people have to protest. If you can block the road, just civil unrest, civil protest. You can protest peacefully, block the road to draw the attention of the security operative, draw the attention of Nigerians, so that Nigerians will hold these people responsible if anything happen again there. But if you people keep quiet, if anything happen again, people will say that you people have been warned. Even though you don't have where to go, you people should run around and do something about this threat that the governor has alleged.
Many of us from the north are famed for cattle keeping. And when you are driving the cattle through different grazing grounds, the cattle believe that you love them so much because you protect them from the elements, because you protect them from other wild animals. But if the cattle were to know that you are the one who would end up eating them, they would treat you very differently. Invariably, they do not know. And therefore, you will continue controlling them the way you do, and you will continue eating them the way you do. But it's a totally different case when you are leading human beings. They are not like cattle. You may lead them in a particular direction. You may think that you have lulled them into a false sense of security. You may think that you have deadened their minds. But always remember that one day, if you don't do that which is good and right for your fellow men, there is a day of reckoning. There is a day of reckoning, and history has demonstrated that it can come in the twinkling of an eye. History has demonstrated that kings have been toppled. History has demonstrated that presidents have been removed. History has demonstrated that great men have been cut down. History has demonstrated that men can rise when they are misled. History has demonstrated that men are indeed capable of rising up. You know, I always read these words of the American Declaration of Independence because I love them. They apply to humanity. Before America became what it is, they had enlightened men. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are born equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable right, that among those are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And it is for this reason that governments are instituted amongst men, and that when those governments fail to perform, it is the duty of those people to rise up and to remove such governments.